These jobs ain't loyal. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but the fact remains that these jobs ain't loyal. More mass layoffs. Boeing is laying off 17,000 people, and I am pretty sure there are more mass layoffs coming before the end of the year. By the way, I'm Shantae Charles, and I teach moms how to earn income independently of their jobs and how to master money management. So let's get right into it. Boeing is laying off 17,000 people, and you cannot convince me that they did not know that they were going to have to lay off before now.
Space giant Boeing is sending layoff notices to about 17,000 workers. That is 10% of its workforce.
The company's dealing with financial issues, and reporter Karina Vargas spoke with the workers who are worried.
And listen, those are union jobs. You know, a lot of times people say, oh, I'm in the union, I'm protected. Child, please, not in this day and age. They went on strike. Uh, One segment of their workers went on strike demanding more money. They came to an agreement, and now what's happening? 10% of their workforce, 17,000 people, are getting laid off. But they're in the union.
Their jobs will be cut.
Around 17,000 U.S. Boeing workers are expected to receive layoff notices, and the workers we talked to at the Renton facility share despair about the current uncertainty.
I feel like layoffs would impact morale for anybody, on different levels. We're all concerned about our jobs, but, the best we can do is, push forward.
Boeing's CEO said it was trimming away 10% of their workforce after they experienced.
Listen, everyone should be concerned about their jobs in this economy and what's going on. There is no such thing as job security. I don't care who you work for. I don't care if you're in the union, not in the union. There is no such thing as job security these days. So it is imperative that we all have more than one source of income. It is imperative that we all get out of consumer debt so that in the event that if we do get laid off, we're not so much in a panic, and we're not one paycheck away from being homeless.
$25 billion in losses in the last 5 years. Some workers say they've been thinking about how to start over if their job gets cut.
Well, I have a 12-year career here. I'd love to finish it. But being in the vulnerable position that I'm in, then, it's something that is going to take a setback for sure.
Boeing has not
So I'm wondering how many of their employees, first of all, have stock options. Are they participating in the stock options? And how many of their employees are paying attention to the company's profit and loss? You work for Boeing, you don't know that they haven't made a profit in 5 years. And if you do know they haven't made a profit in 5 years, you should have been scared on year number 2 or 3 that, hey, if the company is not making a profit, sooner or later, I may lose my job. It is inevitable that there are going to be layoffs. I mean, any company is in business to make money, not just to say, hey, we're Boeing. And hey, we have a lot of employees. Every company is in business to make money. So if you knew your company was not, the company that you work for was not turning a profit, even if you didn't quit, you should have had another source of income so that in the event that when you do get laid off, you're not behind the 8 ball and trying to figure out, oh God, what am I going to do next? You already knew what you're going to do next because you had planned, because you saw that this was more than likely going to happen.
At least what employees will be let go, but we know it will impact various jobs. And that could include machinists who just recently agreed to a new contract with Boeing that includes a 38% pay raise over 4 years.
Everyone's hoping that, it doesn't hit the blue collar sector because, 2 months out of work, people got to make up for lost time.
The layoffs also.
So I understand that the cost of living is up. I mean, every time I go to the grocery store, even though I can afford to buy groceries, I get frustrated because the package gets smaller and the price is higher, and I have 4 children. But my common sense will tell me, if I work for a company that has not turned a profit in umpteen years, why would I want to strike and demand more money? I mean, where is this more money coming from? You want more money because you say, oh, the cost of living, or whatever the case may be, you want more money. But the company isn't turning a profit. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So uh, if you, to me, if you worked for this company, I'm not saying go out and quit, but if you worked for this company, okay, if you had another source of income, a side hustle, a business, or some other source of income, or if you had cut back on your expenses, not driving a $700 a month car note or what have you, you would be able to say, you know, I don't need to go on strike and demand more money because, yes, I feel like I should make more money for whatever reason. I feel like I should make more money because, okay, cost of living is up, but I'm not going to demand more money right now because, first of all, the company has not turned a profit. Second of all, I have another source of income. So my lifestyle and my way of living, how I take care of myself, how I take care of my family is not contingent on just this job.
Come at a time when Boeing has promised to focus on quality and safety.
Quality needs to be looked after, and that's just a big thing that Boeing needs to focus on, and I know they're focusing on it. They're working with the FAA.
With Boeing layoffs also comes the impact on small businesses that rely on the foot traffic.
Boeing is right down the street from here, and if 10% less people are around getting treats or getting coffee or just spending money, it's definitely going to impact the community.
It's 7:04 now, and
a great impact on the community. Of course, because people, more than likely, 9 times out of 10, when you work for a company, you go out on your lunch break. Majority of Americans, we don't take our lunch to work, or we may take our lunch to work, but on Friday or payday or whatever, we go out or we order out or what have you. So of course, the small businesses in the area are going to be affected as well, waitresses, waiters, or what have you. But it's imperative, if you are not out of consumer debt, to be serious about getting out of consumer debt. My husband and I, a few years ago, we were $30,000 in debt, and we decided that we were going to get out of consumer debt. One, we decided, okay, we wanted to buy a home, but we knew that we weren't going to buy a home while we had consumer debt, because we made a decision that before we buy a home, we're going to pay off our debt so that when we have a mortgage, the only thing that we have to pay is our mortgage. And of course, the bills that you won't ever get away from: a light bill, internet, phone, insurance. Those are inevitable. You can't get away from those things. But we paid off our truck. We have 3 vehicles, but one was given to us, one we paid cash for, and my husband had a note on his truck. We paid that truck off. We paid off everybody else that we owe. We got out of consumer debt, and then we purchased our home. And then we also decided that when we purchased a home, we weren't going to purchase a home using both of our incomes, that we were going to qualify on one income, and that we were going to have our mortgage payment around what we can pay based on one income. So when we bought our home back in September, we purchased that we're using only my husband's income. And then my income, we will use my income to purchase an investment property, opposed to using both of our incomes to purchase the house that we live in. Yes, we would have gotten a newer home, a prettier home, or what have you. But hey, at the end of the day, I don't want to be competing with AI and the robot down at Walmart when I get 65 And I don't want to be stressed out and worried about how am I going to pay a mortgage if my husband loses his job, or if I only have an income, or vice versa. So we decided purchase a home using one income, get a mortgage payment based on uh, we can pay this in one paycheck. Um, then buy an investment property, and an investment property will pay for a car if we decide to get a car. But at the price of cars, I don't know if we'll get a brand new car or not, that we can't afford to make the payment. But who not me, want to pay $700 for a car note? I mean, but anyway, I implore you that if you are not out of consumer debt, get out of debt, come up with a plan, sit down, write down everyone you owe and how much you owe them, and start working your way out of debt. Now, there is not one size fits all. When my husband and I first started getting out of debt, we did the snowball method. And then after a year and a half, or however long, we decided that, okay, that no longer worked for us, because we felt like we were just working to pay bills. We weren't having any fun. Our kids weren't doing any activities, and that just was not working for us. So then we went to a different method that allowed us to take 50% of our income, pay our living expenses, then a percentage towards the things we wanted to do, a percentage towards savings, and so forth and so forth. And that what made it more, it made it easier for us to stick with the plan of getting out of debt. And we have more than one source of income, and we don't have our lifestyle built around both of our income. We just don't. If I lost income, my husband could take care of everything financially, or vice versa. So I implore you to come up with another source of income. And you don't have to start a business right away. Get a side hustle. Get a side hustle that's going to pay you um, whatever you make from your job. Work your way up to making that equivalent amount in your side hustle outside of your job. So in the event that if you lose income, you'll still have income, and you're not in a panic, and you're not having sleepless nights like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And get out of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Now, if you're looking for a business to start that is recession resistant and that will generate income, check into senior care. Look, I am the founder of Charles Business Academy, and one of the things I teach is how to start a non-medical in-home care business. There are millions of baby boomers here in America, and people get older every day. And let's face it, the older we get, the majority of people are going to need assistance with daily living. And you can get paid via the government, via Medicaid, to help individuals stay out of the nursing home and live independently in their home. Senior care is a multi-million-dollar industry. There are millions of seniors in America, and like I said, the majority of people are going to need assistance with activities of daily living when they get older. So senior care is a great business to get into. It is recession resistant. Check out my website, Charles Business Academy, to get more information about that. I have a free webinar you can view that will give you more information on the profitability of getting into senior care. And listen, you don't need a background, and you don't need a medical background. You don't need to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA. In fact, one of my students who now has 30 employees and has done $1 million in revenue, she works at a grocery store when she started her business. Now, did she get 30 employees and did she make $1 million in revenue overnight? Absolutely not. Because when I started my business, did I get 15 employees overnight? Absolutely not. But over time and working the systems and that I give and being diligent, you can get to the point where you're getting paid while you're still sleeping, while you're taking your kids to the doctor's appointment, on vacation, at a soccer game, or what have you. Once you put systems in play and you get employees, you're working, you're making money while someone else is working. And again, senior care is a recession resistant business. So if you're looking for a business to do in addition to your job, and you don't have to quit your job, you do not have to quit your job to do this, because you're going to hire people to go into the homes of seniors to take care of them. So if you're looking for a business that is recession resistant and where you can eventually make a lot of money, check out my website, Charles Business Academy. Check out my webinar, Home Care 101, to learn more information on the profitability of starting a home care business. Until next time, have a great day. Blessings and prosperity to you.